Hey, it's Monday. Sorry for being a fail at life and not making a video for the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, I took my driver's test and failed it, and I was kind of, not happy most of the day. So, that, among other things, kind of contributed to my not making one 2 weeks ago. Last week, I just failed at life. I don't really know what my issue was. I don't have an excuse. I'm sorry. This is the week where we talk about YouTubers that we really, really enjoy that don't have very many subscribers and that are kind of underappreciated. And so I'm talking about a girl who sings and plays the guitar. Her name is Hannah Horton, and she's pretty cool. I'll put a link in the place over there in a moment. She's really awesome. She's about 15 and she's only got like 9 videos up or something, and she's done a few covers, but 3 of them are songs that she wrote, and one of them is a song that she wrote about paper towns by John Green, which I still haven't read, but apparently writing songs about paper towns is a common thing that people do now for some reason, but hers is the only song about paper towns I've heard that actually made me want to read the book. So if that tells you anything, it's a really good song. I really liked it. Even though I've never read the book and don't really know anything about it, the song was still a great song just on its own, and for what it is. And her other songs are really good too. Her other 2 that she's got posted are both really good. I really like her. Like I said, she's only 15. She's got a lot of potential. I think, yeah, I don't know. She's great. Go check her out and subscribe to her and watch her videos and stuff. Last week, Al asked everybody about 2 things that annoy us, and things that annoy me are, well, one thing that annoys me is when people complain about things that are their own fault, and I think I might have actually talked about this in another video. It bothers me when people complain about things that are their own fault, and when they complain about things that they could have prevented or could fix if they would just put forth a little effort. I feel like if you don't want to put forth the effort to fix your problem, then don't complain about it. And then the week before last, she asked us about our preferred method of listening to music, which was kind of an interesting question. I don't really go to clubs because I have no social life, but I think even if I did have a social life, it wouldn't take place in clubs. It's just not my thing. But I do enjoy seeing artists live, and it is a lot of fun, but it's not something that I want to do every day, I spend a whole lot of time just with my MP3 player, and I like when I'm home alone and I can just belt all the words out and not worry about whether or not people can hear me. That's awesome, and that's not easy to do in public, although even at, when I go to shows, I still belt out the words and don't care that people can hear me because they're all doing it too, and they're just as horrible sounding as me, because at that point we're all just yelling, but still, it's pretty awesome either way, actually. But I prefer to just be alone with my MP3 player. Last week, Nat asked about places we go to escape from, life and stuff when we're not happy. And I don't really have a literal place that I go. I kind of escape to fiction, whether that be something that I'm reading or something that I'm writing or something, or a movie that I'm watching, whatever. Like, I like things that aren't real. So when real life isn't pleasant, I go to things that aren't real to kind of make things better. I have a funny story. I was talking about that being Nat's question, and it reminded me of a couple weeks ago I was at my church baking cookies with my mom. It's kind of a long story. I don't really feel like explaining it, but we were baking cookies at my church, and it was just Mom and I in the kitchen. And there was this gnat flying around, and I kept saying, "Go away, gnat! Shoo, gnat! Get, gnat! Go!" And I kept feeling really bad because I felt like I was yelling at you, gnat. I was telling my mom about it, and she thought it was funny, and I thought it was funny. But now that I'm telling the story, it just sounds a lot less funny than it actually was. My question for you guys is, what is your biggest fear? I want to know because a long time ago, when we were still challenging each other with things, that was one of the questions that Chris asked me, and I answered it, and we've discussed everybody else discussing it in their videos, and you just never have. What's up with that, guys? So I want to know what your biggest fears are, since I've already talked about mine. I want to know. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to talk about. Sorry, I've been not, I'm sorry I've been such a failure at being awesome. But, anyway, hopefully that'll happen less in the future, failing. I will hopefully see you next week. I will probably see you next week. And I hope to see all of the rest of you this week. That would be great if all of the rest of you would make your videos on your appropriate day like we're supposed to. Alright. See you tomorrow, Natalie, hopefully. And, adios.